Hello and welcome to One Way, where we go one way and that's west. Alright, so I'm experimenting with one level higher on the volume since they changed how not so loud it is now. Anyway, to the normal stuff, this is done on a phone. You might hear clawing and scratching noises to make certain maneuvers happen, otherwise it's held at a wide stance to prevent that. But that occasionally will come at the cost of performance, like walking into trees, buildings, pits of death. So yeah, the terrain has not been the most cooperative, although, yes, ultimately, because I'm doing the same thing again like I did last week, this is being done on Sunday, the day that I normally put these together. This time usually when I go and visit my parents, because when you're in your 50s and both your parents are still alive, you really tend to cherish these moments and should visit them. So I get home late, and yeah, I just couldn't do this on a Saturday. Of course, none of these directions worked. And we get to start with that now. Okay, yep, up. And due to the way timing worked out, and worked out I mean not at all, so I'm once again editing my bowling video right now. The editor is processing it. And village. Can we find a bed? Alright, it seems you're null and void. Useful, let's see. Not really. I will need a building with a bed in it. Okay. Alright, this building I cannot use. I cannot take that bed with me. And yeah. But I can take this one. We're pressing the buttons now. Break. Yeah, these villages are the least useful. Half the time can't tell if the buildings have beds in them or not. Because some of them look like they don't have them but do, and then some that look fairly identical don't. I'm going to go right for this one right here. How about we let the player go in? Nope, you are in the wrong position. See what we get in here. That would help a little bit. Yeah, so the timing wasn't the best. That being that... Oh, no, that was too hard. Let's look at... Oh yeah, one more, yeah, that'll dampen the blow. Okay, how about food? Yeah, should be going for the food and not the moving forward still. That would be a me thing. Oh, bad. There's a lot of dropping in. Alright. So we didn't get to the goal of where I was getting to, the 7780 kilometer block, and that was probably because I had to take time out because I was editing the bowling video last week, and I inadvertently, while was checking on one thing, inadvertently told the editor to abort, and so I lost some time in washer while doing my laundry to check on a video. So that may have kept me from hitting the 7780. And when we hit 7,700,000, yeah, let's just and that will be enough that will switch these two out. And coal because we can. Yeah, the audio in this game has changed for the worse. Can't hear anything anymore, and I got the volume up. Everything else on the phone sounds just fine. The master volume's good. And like I said, everything else sounds good. Okay, yeah, we stopped because I didn't know if that was a pit of death or not. I know I press my luck at times. That time I just didn't feel like doing so. Be nice is having terrain that cooperates, and that's where we're not hitting that thing. Over here. Imagine terrain that lets us move. I'd like that. Okay, that's not gonna work. Break. So yeah, yet again I am doing this on a Sunday because like I said, I was visiting my parents and it was just late. So once again, doing these on a day that I normally simply put them together. So during the washing phase, while I do this, I also have the Watch Me Suck at Bowling processing, and hopefully this time I don't go check up on things and accidentally hit a board again. That way we don't lose the precious time that we would like to use. So it's just washer-dryer phase this time, because the weather cooperated during the week. There were a couple of close calls, but ultimately everything was good. And cooperative terrain, imagine that. No, it has not happened yet. And a couple of small areas where we could speed along on some ice, but that was about it. Alright, let's just do this. Let's see what it does for us. Grab this just so we can... How much more? I know it's just one, but one sometimes is enough. Yeah, this was a bit of an overreach. Yeah, but that helped. Ooh, that was a good jump. That wasn't too bad either. Alright, we can move the player. Now we're starting in with that now. Alright, we're going to need to jump when we press the jump button, because that's a thing this game likes to not do. Yep, that hurt a little bit, but it also meant we got across. Well, good thing I decided to keep on going through. Keep going. We're not moving that way. We're braking. Nope, that does not get us past the pit. It'd be nice to have some areas that don't have pits in them. We got by this one. And this is one giant pit, because, yeah, let's not give us terrain that we could use. Move the player. We want to be moving the player. Brake. Place. Was dumb, but it had been necessary. Alright, we are heading towards, okay, a little more to the left. There we go. We're jumping now. Now we're going to ignore the jump button. And Bedrock is very good at doing that. Because even Windows 10 on my projects I'm working on, it doesn't, jump button doesn't like to do jumping things. Alright, looks like we got around this pit almost. Okay, I'd like to be moving. Alright. New idea, I'd like to be moving the player forward. We finally got to the 77-80 kilometer block, which again I think we probably wouldn't have, now seeing, probably wouldn't have made anyway. Wow, I'd like to have a good run, although this is doable here, and it's not much of a jump. I see ocean, which is good. I think. I'd like to get there. I'd like to get there. I would like to get there. That actually was okay. Break. How about sword? Down. I would like to get to the 7,800 kilometer block in this episode. Now, as I was saying and then lost track because I can't seem to do numbers and play a game at the same time, when we reach 7,788,608, we are 40% of the way through the final million traversable blocks. As we started counting down when we got to that's it. 7,388,608. That's where we counted. I had to remember that next power of 2, in which we can no longer move normally, as if this is normal. But we're finally getting some movable areas where we can sort of put the pedal to the metal. So how things should go is I watch me suck at bowling's processing upstairs while I do the laundry and get the washer part of this video made. Then check out the bowling video before starting dryer phase. That's where we lost time from the inadvertent screw up of killing the video there. And while dryer phase is going, this would be processing. No, we'll be done for a while. Yeah. Okay. I can think and play games at the same time, which is why it's mostly silent when I'm playing, as I can't do both. I'm not smart enough to make that kind of money to do that. This is a tiny channel that somehow has almost 25,000 subscribers, and I'm sure most of them are roughly dead accounts, and very few people that watch this stuff anyway. Enough to make it worthy. I think the game that got the worst views was when I was on the beta test team for Cube World. Those almost got nothing. And how about we let the player move? And player moves. Hey, I finally got some decent terrain that's helping us move the player. Until that happened. But that's a minor hiccup. Minor hiccups are not a big deal. Also, pressing the jump button tends to help. Not smacking your face into mushrooms also helps. That's not what we needed. We cannot move the player. That's not the block I was touching either. Wait, did we grab junk? Yes, we did. Junk gone. The double jump wasn't necessary. How about down? There we go. That was pretty good. We're over here. And of course, because we're so far out, we have to waggle the boat. Can't just simply, in most cases, point in the direction you want to move. Because we have to break the 5 block per second barrier. Otherwise, our movements east and west will not happen. Let's see. That one's okay. That's even better. As you see, if we turn a little much, which we have to do right now, forward momentum stops. And there's a hole in the water. Interesting. Well, at least we're finally getting some ability to move forward. Can get by that. That's good. Although we could go over here. And we can move the player. I don't want to micro jump. I want to move the player. I want to move the player. Good. There we go. That is just a last. The torches is just a last minute attempt if it was dark enough without them to spawn a monster or two. We wanted to. Oh, that was stupid. But yeah, I do stupid things in this game. Yeah, and that looks like it could have been deadly. Although we wouldn't be very far from the bed. And not where I wanted to be, but hey, we got this area. And move the player. Right, that's just a bit difficult there. That wasn't too bad there. And that was too much correcting there. That was probably missing the button now that I looked at where my thumb was. That doesn't look promising there. We could hit the jump button. That might help us a little bit better. Now we got a mountain or big hill in the way. So we're going this way. Alright, so I'm gonna jump and swim across. And we can let go. Good enough. Yeah, the terrain in these particular biomes are kind of hit and miss. That was a good jump. And yes, I aimed down on purpose because I wasn't sure if that was a one-block gap or a pit of death, which they have happened in, little one-block slits in the world, leading to a giant cavern that killed us. That has happened. And jump. And jump again. And pigeonhole. So, it was a holiday here in the United States, Labor Day, which oddly enough was that Sunday where I screwed up on the video editing that I've already mentioned. Thing there is that it was a holiday, so and it happens to be just clothes only week, so it is a smaller load, so the washer phase will be a little less and dryer phase will be a little less, so you're not going to get, so you're getting a what I refer to as a short episode. Yeah, video's about 2 hours long. That is a short video in this. I haven't checked up on, that reminds me, yeah, stop. Good thing you didn't go. Actually, it wouldn't have mattered much, but still. I occasionally check up on Kirk J. Mack on his Farlands or Bust. I only watch like the first 15 minutes because he does not, either he's not knowledgeable of this or he ad-whores his video and it's unwatchable. Like it stops every 5 minutes, which is, yeah, I'm not sitting through an hour video every 5 minutes having an ad interrupt it. So I just watch like the first 3 ad breaks, and the other 50 plus minutes that remains when it's an hour, I'll just look at the thumbnails and see if you're reached. Yeah, you guys, if you're doing mid-rolls, you need to go into your video when the standard def version of it has been completed and manually add in the mid-rolls you need. If you let Google do it, it whores the video. It is not watchable. And I do not stick around, nor do I subscribe to channels that do that. In fact, there were channels before mid-rolls that I unsubscribed from because they ad whore. I'm just waiting for the day that they're gonna force me to put mid-rolls in. I have them at the very beginning and very end, and that is it. Now, if I'm gonna be forced into doing that, my plan is to upload a day early and set it as a premiere for things to air when they should the next day, or it's that was bad. That is not good. You can move the player. That could have ended much worse. How are we with the beds? 2 more. Wrong profession. You have a hat, but not the right one. I'd like to spend those, but that would mean you'd have to actually have the right villager. It's the only thing I know of that is helpful to us right now. We can move the player. Move the player. Wrong hats again. And we'll just peek in this window, and that's the hat we're looking for. Yeah, I was pressing on it. It should have 56, I think one more. Tap. Yep, there we go. Unfortunately, I stuck myself under here, but kind of need some cobble anyway. And we can move the player. Hello there. I can't. You need. Okay, you need. Yeah, I was gonna say you need to free yourself. I can't see where I'm going. A little more. Passing. Yeah, no place. And yeah, the timing had to have stunk there, didn't it? I could just stay in the water, but I still am a little skittish of a bug I do assume they have fixed a long time ago, where it is possible if you were in a boat in water, you would somehow fall out of the boat because it doesn't somehow consider you in an entity. So we either stop a segment right after a sleep because you're on a half block increment, or in a boat on dry land or ice, because if you're not in a boat on something that's bigger than a block in size, or standing on an exact half block increment, could fall through the world and die. Although I'm just gonna pause, so shouldn't matter, but just in case of a crash, we'll be set. Anyway, see you dryer phase. And we're back. Oh, and it just happens to be when that's just too far away. Happens to be that if I just hung around a little bit longer, I could have done that. Then I could have started dryer phase. I mean, it's not the largest negative. Minor inconvenience, if anything. It is dryer phase, and because, as I've mentioned before, the load is less, the time will be less. So I'd love to get to 7.8 million. Is it a tall order? It probably is, and that's not where I want to be, but it'll probably be the easiest way to get there. There we go. not too bad. Run wasn't spectacular, but positioning wasn't too bad. Nice jump. One of those rare moments where we can say that seriously. And I don't know why I was trying to jump there. That made absolutely no sense at all. Faster way. Wish it presented itself a little earlier. Although this immediate part over there couldn't have. Yeah, it looks like we've been shut out. Wait a minute. Let's back it up a little bit and see if I see what I saw. Maybe. I don't think that there's lava right there, so... Yep, break. I don't see a chest. Jump. There we go. Oh, there's the chest. And we could reach it. Alright, now to see if I saw what I saw. Well, once we do a little work here. Did we see a way out? Over there. No. It looked like it. It continues slightly, but not enough. Yep, out of the water. little more. Why are we not moving? No. Game does anything but what's needed. Down here. One position over to the... There we go. And do I want to go that way? I don't know what's there. I don't know if that's a pick and jump. Yeah. Yeah, we could definitely use some of this. And we'll grab one of them. And it's the player. That almost looks like a village, but looks like there's a stone structure with the trees surrounding it, which is exactly what it is. Well, I liked moving. That was fun. We're jumping. It is available. How about now we actually let it happen? Okay. I was gonna say eat the food, but you know, helps to actually select it, I guess. Nice jump. Glad you decided to swing sword instead of do the jump button thing. Let's get to the edge of the water here. Not the edge I was hoping for, but... Place. We'll get boating as soon as the sun touches the horizon, because give or take, that's when we can sleep. 7788608 will be the 40% mark. 40% of the way through the last million traversable blocks. I know I've mentioned that, but as these videos are long enough, people just search their way through. If they missed me bringing it up, then they probably heard it now. %70 of the way towards the 7790 kilometer block. Even less, of course, for the 40% that I mentioned. This ocean definitely has helped us. More of it in terrain like that on the left would definitely be a good thing. Alright, and that just disappears, but land on decent terrain, or so we hope. Over here. Now we can go. I'm not going to go and look to see if that was a pit of death. This is not a pit of death, but it's that actually more of a pit of inconvenience, but we made that work. And over here. Alright, no, not there. And move the player. Let's see. The player. Since I can't really trust this game, or the drift of my finger as well, and no. Jumping. Nice jump. Glad the jump button does what it usually does. Right, let's just... Yeah, it's not going to work unless we're even. Well, I kind of went alright. Nice jump. Of course we can't move, because that would be wrong. was just jump. That helped. And I don't know why we're grabbing the crafting table. Alright, well, these are go this way, I guess. Break. Imagine that. That's for break, and break wouldn't happen. Oh well, we don't get those. There actually wasn't enough space to jump, so this. So the sun is setting. Let's see. White bit there. And we're turning. I actually hit the correct thing. Get rid of the stick and turn the boat. Good enough. I was gonna say that the rain should stop. And go. Huh. Almost non-existent swamp there. See water, which is good. Whoa. blindly walked into this. Again, could have been bad. Well, possibly a monster. I mean, there's some that we're just not going to avoid. We're almost there. We're almost at the 40%. And there we are. 7788608, 40% of the way through the last million blocks. Bad jump on my part. Nope. And that would have been a bad inconvenience. Bed count, we need quite a few. This kind of hurts our progress, but it's also needed stuff. Did we get it? No, I didn't want to place. Yeah, we did. Break. Most of these buildings are relatively useless. Useless. That one's a bit of a project, but kind of need it, especially since there's two of them. Break. One more. One more. Just because. Jumping. Let me check this one first. Useless? Well, maybe not. Actually, we'll waste one so we can get one. Jumping. And I think we got all of them now. Yep, we got all we need. Now we just need to break. And break again. And jumping. Well, yeah, I missed the button that time. Alright, not gonna jump if I actually miss the button. Yep, keep going. Keep it going. Bad jump there. I like to aim down because I want to see if there's a pit of death opening up in front of us. So we're not going to be able to see them all the time. They will sneak up on you. we can move the player. As we're going to cross the 256 barrier, which I don't like doing, although out this far it doesn't seem to have as ill an effect. Even 512 doesn't seem to. Of course, that's where we land. And move the player. Place. And come on. Over here. Yeah, this isn't going anywhere. That might have fallen through the world. And sure enough, it did. Too many items. Anyway. Chest. Boat. Chest boat. And we get to pressing button. Where does oak? We need to get a few logs. Yeah, that's a death hole. Jumping. Jumping. Press the jump button. Jump should happen. Move the player. Yeah, still a little skittish on moving. I think we've got by the offending area. This used to be fun. Now the glacier biomes are crap. I couldn't have left parity alone on this one. And how about? Yeah, I don't. That was a safe jump. Yeah, I don't like the way these work anymore. It should either just be ocean with a little bit of ice near the icebergs, or just put it back the way it was. And we can move the player. Oh, we're not going to move. Not like... Board. I press the button. Do the job. At least we had a segment where we could move. A little bit. Again, garbage. Oh yeah, we're not going to move. because that would be wrong. Good, we got the movement we wanted. Interesting landscape here. Yeah, this one was... Oh, okay, yeah, we get a little disconnect here, but... Turn. Should be able to catapult off this. There we go. May have a bit of an river over here, or it's a lake. Either one helps. Rivers help too. That does not help. Nope, I don't want to do that. Can we jump a one-block gap? If we can hit it. Yes, we hit the gap, but no, we did not make it over. And move the player. Alright, that actually was what we wanted. As odd as that may have been. Alright, we're... okay, nope. Again, wrong position. This is not the position I wanted to be. Move the player. Move the player. Move the player. Are we on ice? Try again. Jumping. Thanks for not jumping when it mattered. Although we're gonna get by these polar bears just fine. Why are we holding bread? Move the player. Go. No distance. By the polar bears again. Alright, this is much better. If it's gonna be a certain way, might as well be like this. No. Place. Junk. Jump from nothing to 16% of the way through. The 7.8 million. Come on. All right, yep. Boat, water. Nope. Better. No. I'm not swinging swords. Go over here. Turn. No, I did. That broke. Nope. I want to move. That stays. I can move over there for now. That can go there. These can go away for now. Why are we not jumping when the jump button's pressed? I don't want the micro jumps. Move. Move. Not that way. Not that far. Okay, good enough. Gets us out of that. Yeah, they used to be enjoyable biomes, but now that they made it similar to Java, they stink. Nice jump. Glad the jump button does what it does best, and that's nothing. Player moves. This is a river or a lake, because very few, if any, holes. In the berth, in one of them. So we can jump across this. pretty good string. That was a pretty good run. Then that. And go. Nice wide rivers, those help. Especially east and west facing. Or east and west enough facing. And we generally, and this is no exception, don't bother with those things, because usually there's a village right there, so rare exception to the fact, because they generally do not have anything of value. You're supposed to have a chest of valuable stuff, but oh, I mean, we could take that. That's actually, nope. Actually, we don't need to do that. We'll substitute those. So, I mean, yeah, there was something okay in there. And move the player. That's usually what happens. It's trash. That's not the block I'm pointing at either. So there should be something there, and it's not. Yeah, see, this is a waste of time. Let's put that back there. Village over here with a smithy, which may or may not be a good thing. Ooh, 2 smithies. Double the disappointment. Food. Let's just check our armor for the moment. It's good. That's okay. The bundles may come in handy when we're getting closer towards that end of the line. Break. Break. It will take slightly less damage. It pretty much comes out in the wash. Need one more. Okay. We are not going to take this one. We are going to sleep in it. Almost 31% of the way through the next 10,000 to hit our goal of 7,800,000. Jumping. Good. Plus the benefits here is while we're at it, make another one of them. The benefits sleeping in a village is if we were to die, and this is our last spawn point, we can recover fairly decently. Another smithy. Yep, over here. Entirely different smithy over here. Break. Wow, that was ultimately disappointing. Nice jump. Ooh. Ooh. So we want to back up a little bit. That's not the one I was pointing at. Okay, we can move the player. We can move the player. Not the one I'm pointing at. Jumping. Move the player. I also said that we could use some of this. Let's look at the number again. 44. Do we have a slot? No, we do not. On to the main objective. Then what we'll do is we'll just place. Just do the simple task. Either way will work. And here we go. Starting to make a little more headway again. Kind of. Jumping. Not what we were looking for. And we had to break them both anyway, but... Is this going to help us? I can't see. Place. Really? Just a little inlet. Yeah, that's all it is. Still, it's distance travel. How about the sword? Over here, jumping. Let's just see what's going on down here. Okay, that's a pit. Definitely a pit. Pick something up. Thought I heard the popping noise when you pick stuff up. Jumping. Then again, we got a full inventory, so I don't know why I think that. Oh, that's why. Inadvertently sneaking, so why are we not moving? There we go. block it? We should, but you never know how things go here. Jumping. Okay, missed the button. Alright, this is not a pit of death, so... But what I am going to do is back it up a little bit. That was an overshoot. Too much of one. Just... How about the sword? I see that we could reach a wider river, so let's see if it happens. Little backwards. I think we have a vacant spot. Yes, we do. And a village. Break. Not the one I'm pressing. 52. 56. If we got all three of them. $60, and this should make 64. Pressing. See a smithy. We can move the player. And we got all our beds. Disappointment. Use a tree to circumvent this hill a little bit. A little more. here. There we go. Can we do what we ask? Back one position, please. There we go. Of course, you can't do the job that you're supposed to. Nope, didn't ask for that. Not what I want. Wow, I wonder what would happen if I press jump. I think jump should happen. Move the player. In the slip. Jeez. Jump. Holy crap, it did. Wow. Pressed it twice and it actually jumped twice. 53% of the way through the last 10,000 to the objective. Roll into another 100,000 block zone. 7,800 kilometer block. 7.8 million. Mushroom Island. Now the only good thing about these, if it were dark, or the sun was setting, is monsters can't spawn on there, so we could keep going when it gets dark until we reach the end. The only exception is when a lush cave might be peeking out through the surface or towards the surface. Then there's a chance monsters could exist there. There's the sun. It's out in the ocean. If nothing appears for land, then we'll just keep going till land does appear, but then pillar up towards the next piece of kelp that we're capable of doing that from within the boat. Because I do not want to find out that I'm in the middle of an ocean, then I die, and pretty much soft lock my progress and the mission is over. Oh, there's something. I used to like looking at that, but now I'd rather not. That biome kind of sucks. Alright, we see a landmass, so we can stop here for now. Place a bed. Near the boat. There we go. Pretty timely. And a village. That helps. Now if we die, we get this whole thing. Minus a bed and maybe some things if I find anything of value. That was not the other building that can be somewhat useful, the Leatherworks. Nice jump. Then again, why would we do that? And there's another village, which we probably can get to if we just go over here. I was going to say the jump button won't do anything, but it did for some reason. %78 of the way there, and this may seem to be a project. But, jump! That may not have been the best thing to do. A little bit of a waste of sword strength, but they're a little faster this way. I did see a smithy, and we're going to it. Will it be any good this time? Not what I said. Ooh, now we have to get rid of something. That way it's not a complete loss. That's starting to wear thin a little bit. Alright, that should not be there. Put this over here. Put these over here. Near the emeralds. So yeah, if we die, we're in fairly decent shape. Not what I wanted to do, but hey, we can go through the door, why not? Well, not too worried about 2 pieces of bread. works again. We're not set up properly. And jump. Jump! Yay! Good. And now, release. Move. 80% of the way there. Towards the next 10,000 and our ultimate goal of this. Keep going. Move the player. There we go. 7,800 kilometers. Alright, that would be an inconvenience. So my finger inadvertently brushes the jump button and it will jump. I press it, it will not do it. Yeah, this isn't going to work, so boat, board, get across, right into the slip. And it actually did. Good. Yeah, you notice I'm skipping coal this time. We got enough. Yeah, it was a pretty decent run. This, I am not sure. That is a pit of death. And move the player. Hey, we had a pretty good go. Well, suddenly it just took off. Like I said, when I want it to jump, ew. And move the player. I like it when we move the player. How about we jump? Maybe lose one. Jumping. Alright, we went a little too far. little more. A little bit more. I think we're in a good spot right here, and we got something in the wrong position. Place. Well, things were good. Nice jump. Right, and that should be on and go. Nice jump. Was a hair off, but I've been worse off, and it accepted. Nope, stop. Okay, yeah, I wanted it to stop and it didn't. And go. Now say 90% of the way there. Now we can say it. Less than 1,000 blocks towards our next 10K and the 7.8 million mark. $500 blocks to go. Little different inlet here. Place. $40, $30, $20, $10, $7.8. Hey, we made a goal finally. Although, like I said, the failure last time, I mean, the terrain wasn't exactly something that was helping the issue, but again, the fact that I had to take time out of the dryer cycle to actually take care of a video problem, or a bowling video got accidentally aborted. So I had to do the checking during the while the dryer was running, so there was like 15 minutes time lost. As we saw today, it didn't really matter. We wouldn't have made it anyway, just got that much closer. But this one we made. Well, now that we made it, the game's gonna say, screw you, you've made your goal. Now we're gonna make you struggle. Although we're in an ocean right now. Might see giant cliff faces all of a sudden. Those are not it, but that's good to say that it's not it. Alright, we're getting landlocked, so we'll come over here where it's easier to get on. That was a halfway decent go. Oh, jump for no reason there. Although I actually hit the button. It's only when I do want it to jump that it won't. Nice landing. Alright, so as I usually do, once a goal is reached, probably over here we'll get off. Once a goal is reached, I'll check the dryer time and see how much time's left. Break. How about not micro jumping? Eat the food. A little bit important this time. Granted, we don't have a small ding on our health, but sometimes it's those little dings that make all the difference, though. A weak jump on my part. Yeah, here we go. Jumping. Jumping. And we made that jump. Smart idea or dumb? We're gonna find out. I'm the one that thought of it, so it's probably dumb. Okay, that's not gonna work. That's still not gonna work. I'll go back as we can. Or maybe. Oh, there's the sun. Well, as soon as I say it, once the sun sets, now that we made our goal, we'll check our progress, and bit of a major annoyance. Perfect. Go. Not that far. Place. Did we grab junk? No, we didn't. It's a little harder to tell on a boat because everything's in a different spot. Oh, no. Back it up a little. don't think this is gonna work. Well, that was silly to think it would. That's fine. Go. I see water, but I also see potential trouble. Potential trouble. Now let's make it blue. Yeah, good. Let's not be too far from the bed. Alright, time to check the timer. One more sleep, and that'll be it. Big push. Alright, that's just water, so if the jump failed the first time instead of the second time, and that time, it wouldn't have been a huge setback. And that's a pit of death for sure. Jump failed, but it actually cleared that one block gap there. Doesn't always happen, but it's good when it does. Got an extra 2,000 under the belt. Maybe an extra 3,000. Not somewhat close. And I sometimes have to make last minute decisions because render distance isn't enough from afar to see which way is easier. I got this set to 14, which is legacy for this series, which is what I started with on the previous phone, and actually started playing the Pocket Edition on my very first smartphone. Yeah, I held on to the Nokia brick for as long as I needed to, because I didn't really need all these fancy things, all these fancy features. And you could text on it, and everybody wants to text you this, text you that. And I just decided to make the jump. That was several years ago, when the LG 3 was a thing. That was my first smartphone. Then the 4, which it just got too slow to do anything. It was a major pain to live stream on it. As soon as the camera got remotely lukewarm, it would quit live streaming. Well, the live stream would actually go, but the camera would quit. And and doing this was a major chore. I'm lucky to get like 6, 7, maybe super lucky 8,000 blocks of distance in. And that's when you could freely move around. And then I got this thing about almost 5 years ago, and was top of the line when I got it, although not for very long. And I'm not talking about the obvious that you know, of course, new, bigger, stronger, faster phones will come out relatively quick, but I literally mean like within 2 or 3 weeks, this phone was bested by, in this case, is a Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. That the next I think Note 30 or whatever the next one was came out like 2 or 3 weeks after I bought this thing. It used to be that you want a top-of-the-line phone, you had to shell out, you know, somewhat of a decent chunk, but compared to a computer, laptop or desktop, yeah, I speak, it's nothing in comparison. But this thing, when it was brand new, sent me back 1,300. And I could imagine now, I haven't looked at new phones because of course they don't kind of give you little information you might need, like what's the cost. Nope, don't want that. But I can imagine you might have to take out a second mortgage to get a moderately powered phone now. Oh, that's not what we want. Bad. How about up? Nope. 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 How about the directions you're given? Oh, I didn't think I would get 4,000 blocks. Past the goal, but hey, every bit helps. Especially since our objectives have been trashed the last couple times. How about a way on? Alright, let's just move. Oh, what did I jump over? That might have been a pit of death. I'm not. We're trying to move forward right now. Go. Down. And go. Big push. Remember, big push. The bigger the push, the better. Alright, that looks ugly. We're going to go this way. Fortunately, because of how far out we are, boat and running is the same speed. about 10 blocks a second, even though not really supposed to be that fast, but it works out. Alright, you know what? If the ocean's coming, we're gonna just end it. Or this decent body of water. That will do it fine. We can move the player a little more. No. Oh, you're not going to move the player. You're in starvation mode. That would be a good reason why the player wasn't moving. Move the player. Alright, so move the player. Good enough. Right, so I'm just going to do that to play it somewhat safe. 7,804,830. Not too bad. And this is one way. JoJeff551 saying, hope you enjoyed and have a good one. And this is where we sleep. Alright, start. There we go. Good night, everybody.